Uh, it never really settled that I'd be required to give a speech to a decent amount of people until just a bit ago. Just like many other assignments throughout high school, I procrastinated it a ton. There was no getting around it, though. It wasn't just going to go away by not doing it. So I figured I should still try my best in writing a decent speech. This mentality of not really wanting to do any assignments but still trying our best in them seems to be a theme in this year's senior class. I'm not saying everyone was like that, but it feels like it was pretty common. Another theme I feel that was in our class was complaining a lot. I feel like perhaps it got to a point where sometimes Mr. Schultz would rather be at home with Mason because he'd hear less whining. Why?
I'm just going to make a little adjustment here so they can see your face better. I'm going to kind of put this down. It's still sort of pointing towards you?
Yeah.
Okay.
While this may seem like a lot of bad things, I still feel like we were surely a fun class to be with. And while we may have complained a lot, we always sucked it up and worked hard to get everything done. This led to tons of interesting presentations and papers being written about many abstract ideas. Pastor always said stuff like, "You guys are the best senior class I've taught this year," which is such an honor. In addition to being the best seniors this year, we also made countless memories. We made so many trips to the gas stations and to the dollar store to get fuel for sports games. And who could forget all the heated Uno games during city halls, our dominance in activity days in the past 2 years, all the amazing foreign exchange students, and our interesting sports records. During my examination of our class, it made me realize something. For better or for worse, our class seems to be sort of a transitional class for HCA. There are some shifts that happened in our class that seem to set the precedent for upcoming years. Only a few people have gotten the driver's licenses, and many of the ones who did only got them this last school year. Additionally, dances seem to be a really big thing for classes in previous years to look forward to. But in our class, they were almost never something we look forward to. And so we explored other school events aside from the tried and true dances. We also saw the rise of generative AI to the point of where it is today. We have learned to harness that power in some ethical, but also some unethical ways. And this is something teachers in the foreseeable future need to take into account. I promise I didn't use AI for this though. And then, and then finally, just looking at the senior portfolio sheet, there's a lot of uncertainty and undecidedness in our future plans section, which feels to be really common sentiment these days. This leads me to my final point, which is our class verse. It comes from Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." I feel like this is a very applicable verse for our class because we can really learn from it. It's telling us that while a lot of our futures seem really uncertain, as long as we trust in God, our paths will be set straight for the future. So to conclude, I think a lot of high school and even life as a whole is up to what we make of it. So while it's fun to just complain all the time and like blame stuff, I feel like sometimes we forget how extremely blessed we are to live where we do and have the privilege to go to this school. So for all of us in our class and everyone in the school as a whole, if we just trust in God and have a positive outlook on life, it'll be a lot more bearable, and we can have comfort in knowing that God will always take care of us. Thank you.
See. So, do you see where to turn it on? Turn it off again. And yeah, once you turn it on, don't tap it. Just assume at that point that it's on. So how does it's a little lower than, okay, but what you might just be able to tip the whole thing up rather than, see if you're loud enough.
That's good? Yep. All right. Good afternoon to our honored guests, faculty members, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Thank you all for taking time out of your days to come here today, and I know many of you have traveled quite a distance to make it here. It is my honor to be given this opportunity as the valedictorian to speak on behalf of such an incredible group of individuals.
Also, don't trail off.
First off, I'd like to thank the teachers for continuing to teach us while putting up with all the shenanigans these past years, and all our parents for providing for us, giving us rides to where we need to go, and supporting us in all that we do. I'd like to thank everyone who supported HCA in one way or another, whether donating money, being a coach, supporting our programs, or just being a spectator at an event. And I'd like to especially thank our classmates for supporting each other through this shared experience with all of its ups and downs, high points, and hardships. Today, we do more than just turn a page. We finish a chapter in our lives. And though each of us has written our stories differently, we all find each other at the same turning point, ready to let go of our time here at HCA and to begin our next adventure wherever that may lead. This class has been through its fair share of rough patches and funny moments. From starting our high school careers mostly online, especially Spanish class freshman year, where Bobby built a tower of Coca-Cola cans that would rival the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or when we were in school with masks suffering through the uncomfortable feeling of cotton on your nose. Through all of the long projects, tests, and exams assigned every year, and through all of the stress associated with any type of schooling, we all stuck with it and persevered. The path wasn't by any means easy. Through the late nights of studying, the quickly approaching deadlines, procrastination, caffeine-fueled study sessions, and exams that tested more than just our knowledge, but our confidence, friendships, mentality, and sleep schedules, we had to sacrifice many things to make it through. These obstacles may have felt like it was easier to just give up instead of pressing on, yet we endured. Through every Mr. Schliebe assignment and in-class activity, through sentence patterns in English class, and through all our speeches and presentations throughout the years. Keeping our trust in the Lord and our eyes on Jesus, we kept going. We found connections and comfort in new friendships, daily chapels, and exciting extracurricular experiences, and made our way through, not only making friends, but building a family with the whole student body. As part of God's family, we all support each other and give each other the motivation, help, and support to be successful in our academics and athletics. Now, everyone in this class has now made it through all 4 years of high school and are on their way to their own various stretches of life. The world waits. Huh? Yeah.
I heard their own various, and I just.
Oh, okay.
Very end of the sentence.
Now, everyone in this class has made it through all 4 years of high school and are on their way to their own various stretches of life. The world waits, vast, unpredictable, fast, changing, and yet full of possibility and potential. We will leave this place, each headed down a different road, whether it's college, the workforce, joining the military, or a gap year, but we carry with us the same spirit that brought us here, a belief in what we can become. No matter where you decide to go, God will bless your decisions and make it work for your good. We are ready now for anything that life may throw at us, ready to question what's possible, ready to stand for what you believe in and what's right, ready to build, to serve, to heal, and to lead, ready to become the authors of the future that only we can imagine. Let us go, unafraid to chase dreams that seem just beyond reach. Let us turn our setbacks into opportunities and stepping stones. Let us lead with compassion and courage. And above all, let us remember that we are never truly alone. The memories we've created and the faith we've put in our God will stay with us forever and always be a part of who we are. Remember, even as we part ways today, let us carry with us not just the knowledge we've gained,
but the values that have shaped us: integrity, curiosity, resilience, and kindness. Let us go forward to our futures not in fear, but in hope and with confidence. As we close this chapter of our lives, we always remember that, in the words of Peter Drucker, the best way to predict your future is to create it. God's blessings as we continue down our own different paths as the same children of God here today. Thank you.
So you're going to need to look up some. You're not looking up at all.
Yeah,
So
once I know my speech a bit better, then I'll look up.
okay, right. That helps a lot if you know the speech. Yep. But then, you still want it. So what you can do is you can follow it with your fingers here. People aren't going to see that. They're not going to know what you're doing, and that way you can look up confidently, and you'll know where to look back down to. Because the problem, if you're like this, you're afraid to look up, because when you look back down, it's like, oh, where was I? So you can follow with just let your hand follow, and then that. So the idea of going to the ends of the sentences. Let me just